Hi, it's Friday 14th of November and it's the day of the storm, so all the jobs today are going to have to be indoors. I'm working on the van today as I have a church work day tomorrow, an Alpha day, which will be fantastic, but lots of little jobs are going to be done today. Hopefully I'm going to try and start on some small things that need to be done, and also at the front of the van so that we can work backwards as we work later on. So on and off over the last few days, we've been doing a few finishing off jobs in the bathroom. I've added a little tube inside of here to take it up to the extractor fan so that moisture wasn't collecting in that area. So that was just a little job. I've added a little, hopefully waterproof container panel on the side here, which I'm hoping to use for a toilet roll, although it's slightly smaller than the size of a toilet roll, but it's a good place to put the toilet roll in a shower, because obviously this is where our toilet is. Done a lot of trim. I've also added on here, and I'm not 100% sure whether this is going to be successful, but I have added a roller blind, a waterproof roller blind. Oops, let's move this out of the way, shall we? A waterproof roller blind to the side of the shower, and this is my hopeful plan, although you can't see it because I'm way too close to it, is a roller blind shower blind. It was cheap and cheerful, a lot cheaper than the doors that you buy, and if it doesn't work I might have to take it off and perhaps invest in a door, but I thought it was worth the first try. I might try some magnets on this just to help to weigh it down a little bit, and we'll give that a try. I've also added the panel to the side here so that this then becomes a panel for the gotta pull that open, for the wastewater. So that has been added during this week as well. That can lock and will be locked normally with a little key, and so that's another addition, and that means I've now put this panel on and all of the trims around the side. Still got to put a trim on this side here, and that is starting to look completed. So I'm hoping today to have a little look at this over the driver's seat or the front seat storage area, and put a panel over the top of there. At the moment I just use it to store all my bits of working equipment. And also looking down the side here, I've now got the windows for both sides, but I'm not going to be able to fit those this weekend, and they are heavy, so I could really do with a second person to help me on that, but we'll look at that for another time. So one handle attached. What we're using here is we're using rivets, a 9.2mm hole, a rivet, and then we're putting those rivets in and then bolting them to the handle. There's a little hole under the flap in the handle, and put them in position. Handles fitted, job done. So this has been my next job, which is building a frame to go around my, I want to call it a bulkhead, but basically it's over the top of the seats, and that's just a rough cut. It just needs to be just trimmed slightly and tidied up. I'll need some bits over on the side here to make it tidy as well. Thinking about the possibility of putting a rubber edging around it to strengthen the frame itself, because it's made out of thin ply. So that's looking good. Still got to do a little bit of finishing around the edges, but that's now fixed in position and looks a lot tidier. Okay, so another thing that's happened today is the fridge came a couple of days ago and is currently sitting in the hall, and the online measurements for the fridge are actually different to the real measurements. It's quite a bit narrower and a little bit deeper. I think they got the width and the depth the wrong way round on the internet. So that means I can make this frame smaller, which may well mean that I can take the frame up to the ceiling again. So I'm going to relook at this now and see whether I can revamp it and take it from floor to ceiling. Okay, so I've spent quite a bit of the morning trying to rethink how to put the fridge in, because the size of the fridge as per the internet was one size, and now when it's arrived it's quite a bit narrower, which actually is beneficial for me, but it does mean that I've got to rethink some of my structure. Okay, so it's a bit dark in here, but the revamp has been done. So basically, this is the fridge freezer, and I've taken it off the floor now. Probably we will have a microwave oven on top of that as well. I've given it some structure because you screw through the fridge into the framework there to make sure that the fridge doesn't move around when you're driving. And also that's allowed me some space to put the potty, the toilet, underneath the thing there. So when we're having a shower, we can pop it underneath there and it makes it a lot tidier. Okay, so this evening some more of the ceiling is completed. I need to work out a little bit on the joins, but of course I've got to have joins, so that's just the way it's going to work out. But it doesn't look too bad, to be honest with you. As you can see the join by here, but I need to just work out whether I can maneuver things around a little bit and make the joins a bit less obvious. Okay, so the roof is pretty much completed now, which is fine. Might need to do some fine tuning at some point. For example, I've got to I'm going to put a bit of trim around both of these here, or particularly this one. That one has got a frame to add to it. At the moment, I'm trying to put some little strengtheners and trim up the top end there, which will look fine once the frame is in place. And it goes all the way around the corner as well. So I'm really pleased with that.